You're live! Hello everyone, I'm Santiago, and today I'm gonna be testing the Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster on the Steam Deck. How are you guys doing? Welcome. So I'm back. I'm trying not to exceed 2 hours of gameplay for you know why. If you have Steam, you probably know why. So we're now getting into the game. I downloaded it right away, 60 gigs. It's on the SSD, so should be good. So let's see what happens. Hey, Hiro. Shodanargie. Speedrun on deck. Yeah. Whoa. Flashing images. La OLED. Pero la común va a ver casi igual. Te digo porque tuve ambas y no cambiaba mucho. Yeah, guys, this is the OLED Steam Deck, but don't worry. It's not a big difference. What I played so far, 85 Hz. Ah, that's because I'm on a capture card. Ignore the 85 Hz. High 4 gigabytes? Did it save my settings on the cloud? No. Okay. Okay, good. I was scared for a second. Yeah, let's put it like that. Let's ignore that field. No, Di Marti, soy de Uruguay. Nunca fui un país hispanohablante. Nunca fui un país de habla inglesa. Estaría bueno. En algún momento, capaz. Alright. Y gracias, se agradece. I should wait to buy deck games until this man posts. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you, sir. It's an honor. Already in the menu we're getting 30-something FPS, so I'm guessing 60s won't be a thing. But hey, we're native. I'm guessing this will be 16 by 9 actually. Yep, 16 by 9. So this is, oh great, already. Frank West is dead. Where start? Ready for FSR4? Sure. Bring it on. Bring it on. Let's see the Steam Deck. Sí, pero arrancó otro. El live había terminado, pero arranqué otro. Okay, so first impressions. Indoors is fine. So far. When it comes to memory, we're good on the memory side actually. I mean, considering it's native, I was expecting was... Okay. With FSR, I'm guessing we can get into the 40s. Although I'll give another save a shot because this one is too dark. I mean, it's better than I anticipated so far. I was expecting the worst after playing it on the PC. Yeah, I mean, considering the performance, yeah, I agree. But hey, what can you do? I think if it's better, the Steam Deck than the full thing. Although, you can play the original at 90 FPS across the board. But hey, let's see once we get zombies on screen. FSR quality, good settings at 40 seems super doable. Yep, seems to, but this is without zombies. Let's see outside. Yeah, I think we can do it. We're a bit CPU limited as well. I think we can lower the volumetrics. And when it comes to upscaling, let's use quality. And let's see what happens. I mean, if it was 30 or 40, makes more sense. FSR3 Quality. Which usually on the Steam Deck looks okay. Still pretty hard to maintain those 40s though. I think we're actually a bit CPU limited. Yeah. Maybe if I lower the amount of characters. Yeah, let's put the persistent corpses and the number of characters on screen at the lowest. Look away. Yeah, still seem to be CPU limited. I mean, CPU limited in a way that it doesn't fully utilize the GPU clock. The GPU technically could hit 1600. I could actually force it. Okay, so as I was saying, you can manually set the clock to 1600. But at that point you are CPU bound. It's not great. So I think we're actually CPU limited, actually. Yeah, I tried draw distance, but I mean, considering the hardware, I agree. Considering the hardware, this is good. Although I don't think we are there for 40s. Which engine? This is the RE engine. Same as RE4 Remake, RE7, RE2 Remake. All that good stuff. So you can look into 40, but when looking at a good amount of zombies on screen, and by a good amount I mean like 5 or 6, it'll drop into the 30s. Let's see outside. Well, also one other thing I could try is to lower the texture quality. Although we're not VRAM limited. The thing that kinda scares me is the spiky frame time. Because as I was saying on the previous live stream I was playing on PC. When I moved the camera very quickly, it had some stutters. And a lot of things are called out when the camera is not looking, which makes sense. But in some cases, the zombie shadows just disappear if you're not looking at them, which again, it makes sense. So it really depends. ¿Qué dice Starfly? ¿Todo bien? Remake would probably run better. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It would be nice to try it, if it ever happens. I mean, considering it's a Steam Deck, I was expecting much worse.
Perfect.
Perfect. Out of focus.
Perfect.
So I wouldn't say 40s. I'll probably target maybe 30s. It's a bit too spiky. I mean, if you look at the zombie out of the screen, the shadows just disappear. It's a little bit aggressive with the level of detail when it comes to shadows. Well, 35 FPS log on the OLED, yeah, sure, why not? I'm not doing that because, well, I'm connected to a capture card, doesn't allow me to do so. Thank you so much, Spencer Walker21, for the 6.66. Nice one. $US donation. He says, another Santiago live stream, is native resolution and higher dual 30. Thanks for the donation, I appreciate it a lot. And what about the native resolution? Sure, I'll show you. Native resolutions seem to be okay, but I was trying to get 40s. Doesn't seem to be... Doesn't seem to be a thing. What is kind of annoying though, you probably noticed already, is that we have black bars. So it's a 16:9 game. Also, it's over sharpened. Let's see. Stress test. We're on native 800, well, native 720 technically. And as you can see, the CPU doesn't like this at all. The CPU is like, oh, please, stop. Why are you doing this? Gotta love the animation though. So yeah. There it goes. So funny. Does the Steam Deck get hot? The LCD one, yes. The OLED, I mean, it gets moderately hot. Instead of, on the LCD, I even got to 80 something degrees, sometimes the 90s. So, all things considered, I would say the OLED is pretty cool. The LCD runs pretty hot, it's louder. But I mean, the parts that you're grabbing on the Steam Deck are not hot. The hot parts... Jump a car motorcycle leads 33 feet. What? How to touch? No, definitely not. I mean, you're so far away from the hotspots. That it's fine. The thing that bothers me on the LCD is the noise. The fan is whiny. If you use noise cancelling headphones, you'll be fine. But still. So what would I do in this case? Probably lock it to 30. Have you tried bot on PC? Not yet. I will. I promise. Okay, it's just buggy. When it comes to the FPS cap. Yeah, that's because I'm on a capture card. Capture cards don't help sometimes. Yeah, the in-game FPS cap is not particularly great. Okay. Let me close the game and reopen, just in case. The model viewer, the newer model LCD deck fixed the whiny fan issue. You mean the one that you had like 2 fan options? I mean, some people bought the fan separately. I had that version. It was still pretty whiny. I don't want to imagine how it was before that. Let's try a 30 FPS cap and the beginning of the game. And we'll see battery life as well. Is this docked and handheld? In the Steam Deck, it doesn't make a difference. It runs the same docked and handheld. The difference if it's docked is that you're using the internal screen. And the other difference is that you lose battery. And that artifact there was because of the audio. Sometimes the Proton requires certain codecs for video. And that happens. So technically it's docked and handheld. So is it docked or handheld? Yes. And let me do this correctly. Borderless. But sometimes the Steam Deck doesn't play nicely with my capture card for some reason. 720 seems to be running the same, which makes complete sense. There we go. 60 Hertz. Okay, I think I got it. It's just bugged out for me. Okay. Let's keep it unlocked then. I love when that happens. So anyway. It's approved on the Steam Deck in my opinion. The performance at least. Just lock it to 30 FPS. And this, I'll just keep it like this. To help the CPU not be so attacked. Too aggressive to them. Yes. You can also use HDR if you have the OLED. And thank you so much, Fenrir's Leash. Thank you so much for the $4 donation. And he shows me coffee. I need it. Now. This is Santiago. Do you read me out of con? Alright, so indoors you're fine. Perfect. Look at all that PP. Textures are hit or miss. Yeah, these ones are not good. So I wouldn't still crank up the VRAM. Because probably the game is not going to like that later on. But I'm going to do it anyway. Ah, that's way better. Yeah, definitely. Okay. So again, thank you for the donation. I appreciate that a lot. It helps more than you expect. Also, before going outside, obviously. There we go. Perfect. No, I'm definitely playing Dead Rising. The cookies were redacted at first. Which cookies? Okay, here we go. Moment of truth. Let's see the CPU cry. Also, let's see if the texture quality option makes it crash. Yeah, the VRAM limit had them blurry. Yeah, that's why I increased it. Because I'm afraid of a crash or something when all the zombies show up. Yeah, I think this is VRAM limitation actually. I know it looks like a CPU limitation, but I think we're heavily VRAM limited here. We'll see once the zombies show up. Is Dead Rising Remaster a remake of the first one? No. It's a remaster. It's basically the original with quality of life improvements, better graphics. That's basically it. It's basically Dead Rising 1 with censorship on the RE engine with better graphics. In my opinion, if you have faith on your skill, I think the first one makes more sense. Runs better, is cheaper, it has way more respect for the player. This one doesn't seem to care much about the player, honestly. Let's lower the textures again. I think I gotta reload. But in this part, definitely not recommended right now. No, not Mark Quemada. Although again, this is the beginning of the game. I think this is the only time that I drop frames so hard. the game. So not sure. And thank you very much, Marco Antonio, for the 10 Mexican pesos donation. Thank you so much, sir. I appreciate that. Hope you're doing well. God of War Ragnarok stream tomorrow? Hell yeah. Without a doubt. So it seems to be fine on Steam Deck until you get to that part at the beginning that is problematic. But you need to lower those textures. So textures will look like this. Okay, some textures actually load way better. So yeah. Let's go back. But again, at the beginning there were more zombies on screen. I think I'll try go into the parking garage. The parking thing. Let me check that I'm not going over 2 hours. 95 minutes. Okay, I have 20 minutes. So I think the beginning is an outlier. Yeah, the texture swap quality thing really bothers me. It also happens on PC. Although on PC, I don't know how this game hasn't crashed yet. On PC I had crashing every second, every couple of attempts of loading a save. So as long as you look into 30, I think it should be okay. Okay doesn't mean perfect, unfortunately. But still. Yeah, it's not Windows. Yeah, that's a good that's a good point. Yeah, let's go to the parking garage. It's usually full of zombies. But when you're moving around, driving around, especially in this area, the CPU is the one that's going to tell you that you cannot get more frames. So we're basically CPU limited. We're moving around quickly. And by quickly I mean driving. Running like this is not moving quickly and it still has issues on the frame time. So I'll stay on medium, but textures I would keep them on 0.5. Just to be safe. What on screen character count is this on? Question. Hang on, let me pick up, because always is a pain in the ass. What on screen character count? I don't know how many. But there's not as many as at the beginning. I don't know what they do differently at the beginning. Because here I would say there's as many zombies as the start of the game. But then at the start of the game I get like 20 FPS. Locking the frame rate to 30 should help. To 40, I don't think it will be enough. I think 40 is a tall order for this one. Okay, here we go. Yeah, the maintenance tunnel is fun. But still the CPU suffers when we're loading stuff quickly. As promised, a lot of zombies on screen. I'll just lock it to 30 personally. Or 35. It's so easy to level up like this, what the hell. Yeah, it's hard to keep up with the car, actually. The game has a hard time loading the enemies. But 40s I think is a little bit too... I don't know, I don't think it's a realistic target in this case. Yeah, the car looks floaty, it is. I mean, just look at the animation. But I'll personally just lock it to 30. 40s, yeah, sure, you can try. Personally, I wouldn't lock it to 40. I think this locks it to like 42, which I know is a weird number. It'll make sense in a second. It's because the game thinks I have an 85 Hz screen. Let's drive with a 42 FPS cap.
Oh.
This game not crashing is a miracle. Yeah, I agree. Considering that on Windows it crashed. Yeah, I think a 30 FPS cap makes more sense. Especially when it comes to the frame times. Oops. I don't know what happened. I think the car broke. Cannot use it anymore. There we go. This is the fastest way. Yeah, the fastest way to move around, it's like this. Although despite me moving pretty slowly, in comparison to before, he still has a hard time loading the zombies. Although it's hilarious to see this animation with this graphics fidelity. Yeah, the jank is real. It's part of the game, yeah, but still, with better graphics, it's way too weird. Well, this part just looks bad. I mean, look at those textures. Disgusting. But with that part locked to 42, yeah, we'll still drop below 40. I'll just lock it to 30 and be done with it. Oops. Although you can do native. Which I think is the best takeaway from this, is that you can actually do native. Native 1080p. Native 800p, which in this case is more like 720. You have reflections. Well, I could lower the mesh quality actually. That should help. I could also lower shadows further. Kind of a waste here because we're CPU limited, but still. How do you get it too early? I haven't. I didn't, better said. I bought it. Yeah, it still has problems. It's a tiny bit more stable though. Yeah. Not amazing still. But it's not a 40 FPS game. Steam Deck definitely. Yeah, personally I'll just keep it on medium like before. No upscaling, because in this case I think it's kind of a waste of resources to lower the resolution. Of course you can use a bit higher settings if you use FSR, but I'll keep it like this. And lock it to 30 FPS. Yeah, I wouldn't add more zombies. Speaking of Windows, did you hear Microsoft is looking to crack down on kernel level anti-cheat? Oh yeah, I saw it a few weeks ago. I don't think it's going to make much of a difference, honestly. There's a lot of money on the table. So yeah, medium settings, 800p, which is technically 720p. If I find a mod to actually make it 16:10, I'll let you know, but I'll just open this menu and lock it to 30, which in my case doesn't work because capture card. And that should be stable enough. But the textures don't look good. Oh no, did I go over the time? I think no. Okay, I think I'm good. So as I was saying, I'll play the original on the Steam Deck. This works, it's okay. But the original definitely makes more sense. You can do it with native resolution, which I'm surprised. I thought it was going to be GPU limited, not CPU limited. But the CPU is the limiting factor, especially when moving around. Why do people like motion blur? Well, in real life, you actually have motion blur when things are moving. It's how your eyes detect motion. I mean, you get blur because you don't look at stuff that as fast. But in some games, I think they make a good job in some of the games. But in most of them, it's just too blurry. Too much blur for no reason. Alright. So this is the original game. So just to show you the difference it makes. Oof. Putita Marco. So this is the original Dead Rising. Well, funnily enough, it does support 16:10. So it uses the entire screen. And it runs at a locked 90 FPS. I'm using unlocked frame rates here just to show you how ridiculously well it runs. Obviously, it's a 360 game. So I think you're better off investing in the first one. And here I'm at very high level. That's why I'm moving like in fast motion and have lots of weapons. Did Dead Rising need a remaster in your opinion? I think it needed a remake. I think I said that in one of my videos actually. Let me check. Before that, let me go to the screen here. I'll grab another slot. Because I want to see driving. Or something. Okay, there we go. Also, the loading now that, well, it's a 360 game again. The loading is super quick. But I mean, obviously, it runs a lot better. And you are playing on native as well. But you get way more battery life. Yeah, I think the original holds up. It's janky still, but the new one is also janky because it's trying to be the original with better graphics and quality of life improvements. I'd say this one, apart from being a bit jankier, it's also, well, it's missing some quality of life improvements that the new one has. The voice acting for basically all the characters. And it's also not... it's not censored. Q to aim. Well, I don't know, I just think this one aged pretty well. All things considered. And well, you can see it for yourself, the performance is fine, obviously. If Dead Rising Remaster gets support with RE Framework mod, toggle widescreen fix. Yeah, I mean, with the RE Framework mods, we could even disable TAA so the game stops looking over sharpened and blurry. Battery life on the original. Let me check. I think it's like 4 hours. I'll unplug the charger. It looks so good on the small screen. Jesus Christ. One sec. Go. Okay, right now it's locked to 60 because, well, I'm on a capture card. My capture card cannot do 90 Hz. If you're looking at 60 FPS, it's like 5 hours. At 90 FPS, it's like 4 hours. Maybe a bit more. I mean, it's basically zero battery life. Zero battery life usage. But as you can see, Otis doesn't talk. In the new one, he does talk. What a nice guy. And the fan is not even spinning. Never mind. Let's ignore those people. 5 hours of battery. But this is one of the things that the original did worse. So Otis is talking to you and you cannot attack nobody, you cannot do anything. You're stuck. If a zombie grabs you, he basically restarts the conversation with Otis. And it's an absolute pain in the ass. So that would be the biggest thing. But then the cinematics are basically the same. The story is basically the same. Although here the boss fights are not censored. Some bosses were changed to be more appealing, I guess. I will also even say that the guns sound better. Yeah, the Steam Deck with the OG version is the way to play Dead Rising if you have a Steam Deck. And if I unlock the frame rate, it's probably going to be like 2 hours of battery. Yeah, I mean, obviously, it's Xbox 360 graphics. It's not like the new one has this level of fidelity. It's way ahead, technically speaking. But the animations, I don't know, make it very jarring to my eyes. So if you have a Steam Deck, I would say play the original. I think it holds up well, and on the smaller screen really looks good. And you don't really need... I mean, it has a very long battery life. It's ridiculous. So yeah. I recommend you play the original. It's cheaper and runs better. But it doesn't have the quality of life improvements. But this one, I would say, is it playable on deck? Yeah. I mean, just lock it to 30, put it on native resolution, medium settings, and you should be good to go. But when you're driving, you might have some stutters. That's basically it. Yeah, the original in general is a good idea. Definitely. So, a spoiler for my future videos, I'm going to be doing Cyberpunk again, Jedi Survivor again. Now that we have updates, Hunt Showdown, all the Batman games. I have a lot of stuff on the pipeline for the Steam Deck, so stay tuned. Of course, tomorrow we're doing God of War, so I'll see you in a few hours, I guess. Oh, and before I forget, yeah, let me go to desktop. But yeah, I'm cooking. That's what brain rot people would say. Exactly. I have a lot of Riz. Skibidi toilet. I don't understand that stuff. That's how you know you're old. Let me show you my screen. There we go. Yeah, it's not 90 hertz. Okay. As I was saying, we old people like the original. And I think the original, even if you're not old people, you should do it. It's $10. But if you get it discounted, it should be even cheaper than that. I don't know why the UI is so small. I think it's the monitor. But I love the descriptions for this. Resolution. Yeah, I'll do a smaller resolution because you're not going to see anything. Yeah, for some reason it says 85 hertz. That's so stupid. There we go. It says huge environments, like in the new one. Swarm technology. Oh my god. Intense gore and vibrant realism. Anything in the mall at Frank's disposal. Snatch items from different stores. Real-time system. Well, that's another thing that I like about the remaster. That you can skip ahead, so you don't have to wait for the next thing because it's a real-time game. The NPCs are more stupid in the original, obviously. Now you have 5 save slots. You need... In the new one, it saves automatically. And you have native 360 controller support. And it supports 4K. So yeah, that's the original. And it says that with a Core 2 Duo thing and a 550 Ti. So it runs on a potato, basically. So yeah, if you're curious about that Rising, I recommend you check out the original. I think it'll put you in a better place to play the remaster. Or maybe it'll make you hate the remaster, I don't know. The thing is, the remaster works on Steam Deck, and if you are interested, you can actually play it on native, but lock it to 30 because CPU limitation. So yeah, I'm wondering if people will mod the voice acting into the originals, probably. And the other way around as well. You play it and it's pretty, but AI is still pretty bad. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Yeah, the thing that bothers me the most is that it's very expensive right now, the new one. But if you look at still images, the still images feel so different. I mean, you look at this, but when you're playing the game and stuff is moving around, it just doesn't add up. It looks weird to have those robotic animations with good graphics. In motion, it looks out of place. On stills, it looks pretty. Yeah, no, PS5 Pro here will be like the same price as a 4090. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did checking it out on Steam Deck. Well, thank you for watching, and I'll see ya next time. Bye guys. See you tomorrow with God of War Ragnarok. It'll be fun. Thank you guys. Love you all. I'm definitely refunding this one. Yeah. Maybe later when it's on a sale. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see ya. Thank you.